What's up, guys? AJ here with Heavy Pockets. Today, I've got something that's a little bit special and a little bit unusual. The Kaiser Beg Lighter 2. Now, this knife is actually discontinued, so you don't really see it popping up much anymore. But I managed to snag this one secondhand for just 25 bucks, and honestly, it might be one of the best deals I've ever scored on a knife. Let's get into it. So the Beg Lighter 2 came out around 7 years ago and originally retailed for around $70. At that price, it was competing pretty heavily in the mid-budget EDC space. But since it's been discontinued, you can sometimes find them floating around on the secondary market or even from a few retailers still clearing stock, usually in the $40 to $50 range. At that price, this thing is an absolute steal, and I'll tell you why. The version I have here has micarta handle scales, and I have to say, these are some of the most unique micarta scales I've ever handled. A lot of micarta feels either really chalky or dry, or almost too polished and slippery, but this one is absolutely different. It is this kind of smooth but grippy feel, almost like a fabric that's been broken in over time. It makes the knife feel premium and broken in right out of the box. But what really surprised me the most is the action. The Beg Lighter 2 is just insanely snappy. The blade rockets out with authority every single time. You have a really crisp detent. It's one of those knives you can just sit there and flick open for way longer than you should. I know Kaiser has a reputation now for having really good action, but this one just hits different. I wasn't expecting it to feel this dialed in. Now for the blade itself, this is a 3-inch drop point in N690 steel, which is a pretty solid performer. It's tough, easy to sharpen, and it holds an edge pretty well. For an EDC blade shape, it's kind of the perfect middle ground. You have enough tip for precision work, enough belly for slicing, and enough flat section for utility cuts. This is the kind of knife you could carry every single day and not feel like you're missing out on anything. Due to how thin it is, I wouldn't put it up to any crazy hard use, but for just a solid everyday carry performer, this thing works extremely well. In hand, the Beg Lighter 2 just works. The handle is slim, but long enough to get a full 4-finger grip. It's not bulky in the pocket, but it still feels solid when you're using it. The micarta, again, adds that little bit of texture, so it never feels like it's going to slip out. The pocket clip is simple and low profile. Nothing fancy, but it does the job and disappears in the pocket. It's deep carry and actually features recessed screws, making it pretty easy to pull out of the pocket. And that's what makes this knife so crazy to me. When it first came out at 70 bucks, it was already a pretty competitive option. But now floating around $40 to $50, or in my case, 25 secondhand, it's almost unbeatable. You're getting a premium feeling knife, unique micarta, excellent action, and a blade steel that still holds up today. Comparing that to a lot of budget knives right now hitting the market in D2 or AUS 10, it really puts it in perspective. So yeah, the Kaiser Beg Lighter 2 may not be something you can just go out and grab brand new anymore, but if you come across one on the secondary market, I would say don't hesitate. It's one of those rare, discontinued models that actually lives up to the hype and makes you wonder why they ever stopped making it. For me, it has been one of the most fun scores I've ever had in a long time and is definitely staying in the rotation. Anyway, that's my take on the Kaiser Beg Lighter 2. If you've got one in your collection, let me know what you think down in the comments. And if you want to see more EDC reviews and finds like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.